Hi friends, welcome to Chandra Chess Academy. In today's lesson, we are going to discuss about the topic called pin. A pin is a concept where we attack the opponent piece and he will not be able to move the piece. If he moves that piece, he will place another bigger piece under risk. Let's see with the first example. Here in this position we can see that by placing our rook on e1 we are pinning the black bishop. He cannot move it because that leaves the king under check. So he cannot move the bishop without putting his king under risk, and there is no other pieces to protect the bishop. He has to unpin by moving the king away, and we will capture the bishop. So this is the basic example of pin. Let's see another example. In this position we can see our white king on e1 is under check by the black queen on e7. So we can now actually defend the check with two pieces. Let's see what happens if we defend with our queen. By placing the queen on e2, he will simply exchange the queens. So we both lost our queens. So it is equal. We have not gained anything by defending with queen. Let's see what happens if we defend with rook. Now this queen under pin. He cannot move the queen because that leaves the black king under check. He can either move in the same file, or he can simply capture the rook, and we will capture the queen. So we won the exchange by giving the rook. We took back the queen. Let's see once again. When opponent's king and queen are in the same file, we will simply place our rook in the same file and we pin the opponent's queen. Since our rook is protected with our king and queen, when he captures our rook, we will capture it back. Let us see another example. Here in this position we can see black's rook on a8 and knight on c6. Both are hanging, they do not have any protection, and they are in the same diagonal. When pieces are in the same diagonal, we can pin using our bishop. By placing our bishop on f3, we are pinning this knight on c6. He cannot move this knight. If he moves the knight, we will capture the rook. Since the rook is a bigger piece, he can't afford to lose it, and he will not move the knight. He may move the rook to a7 square and we will capture the knight. So we won a piece without losing any material. We captured one opponent's piece. See once again here, by pinning the knight on c6, we are not allowing him to move it. Okay, this is another example where the knight on c6 is already under pin by our bishop on b5. He cannot move the knight because that leaves the king under check again. So instead of capturing the knight immediately because it has protection, we will again attack it with our pawn. Anyhow, he cannot move the knight. So instead of capturing with the bishop and losing our bishop, we again attack it with our pawn. So he has to first unpin it, block it with his bishop, then only he can move the knight. But in the next move we will capture the knight. So this is another example of pin. Okay, let's see similar example where the rook on f7 is under pin by our bishop on c4. He cannot move the rook because again it leaves the king under check. So instead of capturing the rook immediately, if we capture immediately, he will capture our bishop. Though we are winning the exchange, we have a better move. By placing the rook on f1, yes, we attack the rook with two pieces. He cannot capture us because that leaves the king under check. So he has to move the king and we will capture the rook either with our bishop or rook. So we are not losing any piece here. We are gaining a piece for free without losing any of our material. So when a piece is under attack, we need not be in a hurry to capture it. We can bring in additional forces to capture it for free without losing any material. So guys, this is the concept of pin. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe and do like our videos. Thank you.